There's a lot of valid ways to read the Bible, but there's only one right way. Hi, my name is Maddie Maymoto. I'm a Bible scholar specializing in gender and sexuality in the New Testament, and I'm making this video from my bed because I'm a Bible scholar who gets her period. Did you know that people who get periods can read and interpret the Bible just as well as people who don't? But occasionally they do need to make videos from bed. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about the fact that there are many different ways and correct ways to read the Bible. Correct in the sense that it is an exegetically responsible and valid reading of a particular passage. I think that we forget that the earliest Christians did not see themselves as Christians at all. They saw themselves as Jews. And there was a lot of diversity within the Jewish faith. And there were a lot of different ways to read and interpret the Hebrew Bible. And you can often see Jesus and Paul and the other earliest Christians engaging with different readings of the Hebrew Bible. And they don't have a problem with diversity of thought or different interpretations. What they do have a problem with, however, is when the Hebrew Bible is read in a way that doesn't promote love of God and love of neighbor. This is something that Jesus, Paul, and the other New Testament writers all pick up on, that the law is fulfilled in loving your neighbor and loving God. If you read or interpret a passage in a way that doesn't promote those two things, then you're reading it wrong. The reason why I'm meditating on this is because I think that often the image of progressive Christians is that we don't like it when people disagree with us. And that's not true at all. Many progressive Christians love diversity. And if they're doing it right, they actively pursue communities that aren't academic or theological silos. But in general, what we don't love is when an interpretation of the Bible doesn't lead to love of God or love of neighbor. And obviously definitions of what that love means varies from person to person. For example, a lot of Christians love to talk about speaking the truth in love. Whatever truth means to them, usually they have a specific agenda in mind. But I wish Christians would ask themselves and reflect on whether their love brings people in or drives them away. If the way that you're loving queer people or people of color or women or disabled people is making sure that you're never around those people ever, then it's probably not the love that you think it is. You can't love your neighbor if you never share space with them. So I think that maybe we should stop asking ourselves what is the right way to read the Bible, and we should start meditating on instead, how can we read the Bible in a way that promotes loving our neighbor and loving God. Because if the way that you love someone makes them afraid of you, that's just not biblical, sis.